say, I'm like, it's going to be a VP cage match. That's what I think.
So, just as an FYI, from now, if I wanted to down, then come up. Please?
Is it a
Yes, you
Wi-Fi?
can.
As soon as I connect down there, I can come back up here.
And you can actually have the phone if you want to
Yes,
for
sir.
monitoring.
Seems
Thank
peculiar.
you.
Well, it is
And
How did you even think to try that?
desperation.
Just sort of like,
Desperation.
well,
That makes sense though. I mean, you still got all and you gotta go through stuff. Try and get a signal over here. Is your
seems like they can't
Yep.
connect. It can't connect.
We are live.
Oh, we are
By
live.
the way.
Okay.
Sorry for the up there. But yeah,
we
Yeah, anyway.
I am currently trying to, so
Okay.
just
No,
start
gotcha.
talking.
The reason I
okay.
asked is because one of the things I thought might be really apropos to bring up right now, Kira, is what you and I talked about last Saturday when we went out. Hand signals and such.
Oh, I sort of talked to Daddy, but yeah, just real quick. Time. Time.
Okay.
Till 7.
See-
Time check in and how we're feeling. Then just make sure that we're like talking to each other. So like, you just keep an eye out. We need to talk a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
So
And Kira is going to act like the reporter, and if there's some direction, she'll.
a lot easier. So
All right. Well, I don't know if anyone's watching yet, but hey there, tribe. Welcome back to our live around the fire. Although it's a little warm for fire today,
Yes.
but there's always time for bourbon. So
We are the fire.
we are the fire.
That's what it
Yes. Today we've got Danathan here, who is here.
I am the fire.
He's the fire.
And then we have the Wallace here as well.
He is the fire.
Fire
Um,
too. It's all dragon energy
all-
over
that's-
here. It's all dragon energy over
Feeling a
here.
little warm.
Dragon energy. I love it.
There's a sunlight joke in here
Yeah,
somewhere,
somewhere.
but I don't want to be the edge.
I don't think I can put it together. Heyo.
But So yeah, Brian wasn't able to be here, so hopefully he'll tune in. And Brian, we
Well-
miss you and love you. And Jason is recovering from eye surgery,
Ooh, wow.
so he's having he had his first eye work done this week, and then apparently in like a couple weeks he's having the second one done.
Steve Perry is here.
Steve,
Sid.
hi.
Hey, Steve.
And then,
he's getting those bionic man
it's
eyes.
the- I want
the
those.
$6 million
I
man.
need
right.
those.
We can rebuild him.
I had the figure.
Oh my
You
god.
could look through its
For
eye
real?
when it was a little telescopy.
Oh my
Nice.
god.
Yeah, it was cool.
Man.
Yeah.
People were so much simpler back then.
Right?
I don't think he's.
It was an action figure, by the way.
Yeah.
It was not a doll.
It's never a doll.
It was an action
It's
figure.
always an action figure.
It's not purse.
That's right.
It's a man bag.
Man, you know what's crazy too? Like, not to go political, but since like before the tariffs and stuff,
Yeah.
like I saw like from some of my adult friends this huge resurgence to go after their childhood and start doing the action figures again.
Oh, really?
I'm curious to see like what that's gonna do for the market, because I still have like some old school, like I don't know, like tallish X-Men
Oh,
figures
do you really?
at my
Yeah.
parents' house that are worth some
I
money.
used to have the Voltron that
Did
was
you?
like 5 mini lions.
The only thing I've got is comic books.
I got
Comic
some
books.
too.
But see, the comic books I have are like late 80s, early 90s.
Okay.
And that was like the golden age of comic
That's
books.
the darkest point of comics at that point, right?
And so the market is just
Was that the Frank Miller era?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Yep. And so yeah, I
Batman-
took them in, and they
Batman
were like,
was
most
actually-
of these are like $1. At,
Batman
Yeah,
was actually
yeah.
shooting people back then. Wow.
Unless you were Adam West.
Unless you're Adam West, right? That was
Yeah.
a fun. That was a fun Batman era. I remember
It
catching
was,
those reruns.
Pow, Biff,
Yup.
sock. It's a good thing we have a bat.
Catwoman, man. Catwoman.
Meow.
Yeah,
was
dude.
That, was that Ursula?
Ursula Kitt.
Oof. Wow.
Ursula Kitt.
That's a bad lady, man. Ooh.
Meow.
I think that's where Michelle Pfeiffer was kind of channeling a little bit from
I think so too.
I can see that.
I think so
in her
too.
portrayal. Oh yeah, we're supposed to be talking about short
Yeah.
things. That's a sharp
As
too.
much as I would love to sit here and listen, you guys nerd out.
was sharp
this
things
is
too.
Blades by Chuck,
You're right.
not Nerds by Chuck.
Well, it's a little bit of both.
A little
Let's
bit
be
of both.
honest.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
It's like how many people in our class when we were back at the old place were actually like IT, you know?
Uh,
I was gonna scratch my nose off. Yeah, so today's theme is favorite blades, and you know, I gotta say it's tough to pick for me because everyone has its own unique challenges and driving me to drink factor, as well as just wow, that was awesome factor, you know. So for me, I tend to come from a background, obviously. So my perspective, you know, first, and
Yeah.
but I was at, the Karambit was one I fell in love with, you know, around 35 some odd years ago, and so a lot of my blades are based around the Karambit or inspired by the Karambit or the ring, and I've got some examples here. This one Steve will recognize because it's his, and that was you know, at first when I first saw that blade back in the early to mid 2000s at his place, because he has a pair that are made by an amazing bladesmith named Shiva Key. I always thought, you know, that the looks of it was not something that I equated to how it felt in my hand, and it really just felt so comfortable in my hand. So it was really awesome to be able to do some for this design for Steve. But then taking that further, you know, this one is one of my favorites too, because this is one that the design was driven largely by my daughter, and we got to kind of collaborate on it, and I really love that it's got a lot of
It's
the
a
factor.
fun knife.
Yeah,
you
that one
know,
yeah.
it's
feels
just-
really good in hand.
Right?
I just picked it up earlier. I was like,
Yeah, and so that is one that has, it's not just about the blade as well,
Yes.
you know. And so some of the blades that are my favorites aren't necessarily blades that are phenomenal cosmic powers.
Yeah.
It's about the story that went into them. Another example of that. When Steve first asked me to do, if I was interested in trying a Bornu Lance, I was like, yes.
Right.
And it was a challenge, and I had to figure out how I was going to do it. But it was, I grew so much from doing that too.
Right.
I was just a fanboy watching until the pins came up.
I'll never forget sharpening it. That was the
Yeah.
greatest.
Yes, the combat waltz.
Sharp, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that thing was
No.
huge.
It was left, right, left, right.
That thing's huge.
Yeah, so for anybody, we weren't even filming at the time.
No, I wish we
Yeah,
had
were
been
we?
now.
Yeah, so the lance was so
72
long.
inches overall length.
So I had to support the back end of it as Chuck was sharpening it.
Because Chuck was an idiot and didn't sharpen it before we mounted it.
But I will say, if you had sharpened it before you mounted it, it would have been kind of dangerous.
Super dangerous.
Right? And Steve can attest to
Yeah,
that.
the finish work would have been in
Would've
rolling
been-
the dice.
Yeah.
Roll high.
I would have been concerned.
You would have filled up your punch cart by then.
Yes, yes, I would have. Yes, I would have.
Yeah.
So,
It's
but
just the
that
one
was,
you need.
that was another favorite because it was such an interesting journey of discovery, and it was based around a historical blade.
Right, and I think that for me, it's funny because I was thinking about this question, and I think for me there's sort of two ways to answer it. You can say, what's your favorite knife from a particular style perspective? For example, like, oh, I like a Bowie knife.
Yeah.
That style is my favorite. You can say, what specific knife is your favorite? Now, I'm like you, I couldn't answer that.
I know, right?
That's why I brought a few of mine.
Straight answer.
because There's no
Yeah.
way to answer
Yeah.
that question, right? But I think for me, like, what's your favorite knife to make, for example? Do you have a particular style that you prefer to make? Does, you know, things like that.
So, what is one of your favorite styles to make?
I think I tend to like clip points like this. This is one of my favorites that I'm working on right now.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
And that is
Very
because
Bowie.
it was a challenge for me. It was the first time I've done a Hamon. I hand sanded that for a long time. And it's still not perfect, but I learned a lot doing the blades. So that's one of my favorites. I think one of my favorites is always going to be the one I'm working on right now.
Yeah,
You
yep.
know?
That's
The
so
struggle
sick.
is real.
So that's one of my favorites. But I think I do have a tendency to prefer a clip point of some sort. Not necessarily a Bowie knife, but a clip point for sure.
I brought some Wally wares.
Yeah,
Nice,
which one of your
dude.
favorites?
Bam. I gotta pull it out because
I'm scared, Sarge.
I got this.
that's
end.
what she said. It's this one. Yeah. Bam. The Bookery, baby.
The Bookery.
This was a fun build for me because I've never built anything so huge.
Let's just jump into the deep end.
And so this was one of the things, but at the time, I had just finished Monster Hunter International, and I was just so locked into Owen Pitt, and I was like, bro, I need a zombie killer. And so we designed.
Speaking of which, Steve Perry is the one who introduced me to Monster Hunter.
Thanks, Steve.
International.
I was just looking up this blade.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly how it came up, but somebody had mentioned, because I've read the first part of the first book, but not any
Yeah,
more than
the
that.
Kukri.
Yeah.
But it's a relatively famous knife,
Yep.
just in all of novels.
In period,
Yeah,
right?
And
Yeah.
around, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
So yeah, from the pictures that I saw on Google Images,
Yeah, it-
that's spot on.
It's
And
like a cross between a kukri and something else, but we were just calling it a bookery for a while.
it's funny because
I gotta see this because I'm like the Godfather, and you've got
I do.
check it
see
out.
that is cool. That is very cool.
And it's 1/4-inch freaking stock.
Yeah,
That
dude.
is
It
So
crazy.
if you hit it with a spine, you'll still kill him.
It took forever.
That
It took
is
forever to
crazy.
take this thing down. I want to say because it was huge, right? And it was so thick.
Bludgeoning damage.
Yes,
Right?
It's a legendary weapon.
you're definitely getting a +2 for bludgeoning.
Well, keep that out for a second because
Oh,
look at one of my favorites
Hey,
is my Forged in
We're-
Fire.
we're kind of like cousins.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Oh yeah, well, real quick, I'm gonna put this on the camera, but then.
Yeah, go ahead.
So yeah, this is Dan's Forged in Fire blade.
Oh, duh, I should have realized the million pins.
Did you name the polka dot handle pin?
Yeah, man, tell us how those pins went in.
They didn't go in easy. You know what? It's funny because honestly, it's all kind of a blur. I have been watching on the YouTube channel because I don't remember most of that day. But look at that.
Didn't I say
Yeah,
something to
buddy.
you about the number of your pins? I'm pretty sure I did during that
You did.
competition. And I was like, are you sure you want
And I
that
said,
many?
yeah, he. I know.
Are you sure
be
you want that
screwed.
many, man? I'm not sure.
I'm gonna be screwed, but that's okay.
This was my favorite ones.
Nick Bronzino.
Nick, hey
Oh,
there,
yeah.
bud.
Hey.
Oh, Patricia's also here.
Hi,
Hi,
Patricia.
Patricia.
That wasn't me. That was Patricia. Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite things about that blade is the handle on that, the big leaf maple.
It's so pretty.
Just the character and the grain was absolutely amazing.
I like the lanyard.
Mm-hmm.
You can just
Yeah.
pull it up real quick when you need it.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, another blade that was a Steve blade is
The go
this one. I had so much fun doing these. That's one of the, at the time, that was one of the longest blades I'd made.
Oh yeah, I got your. What was this? The
Oh
proof of
yeah, and
concept?
you've got, yeah.
This was the proof of concept. I just
Yeah.
oiled this thing up. It looks like I didn't oil it.
That's okay. We've got oil down here.
I've got oil right here.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my yes. Oh, and you got one of the Damascus ones. I'd forgotten that.
Mm-hmm.
Steve has twins too.
That dude has everything. Heard he's
you
got a
can-
DeLorean too.
You can never have too many sharp, pointy things. What's the number you need?
One more.
That is always the answer.
I always say I know exactly how many knives you have.
Steve says all of these are favorites so far.
Oh man,
Oh.
that was
So,
fun.
do you have a particular style that you prefer to make?
Oh, me? Honestly, like, I like the idea of just being able to make an EDC. So anything that's like camper-esque or fighter-esque within that size,
Yeah.
like, cause it's a lot about comfort for me. This is probably the most comfortable blade I've ever made. Like realistically,
Yep.
I wear it all the time.
Show it.
I hardly ever notice it, and this is just the confidant is what I call it. It goes with me everywhere. You know, it's named after my lady. You've seen that one, probably seen that one on the shop before, but that's literally like my most comfortable blade. And you can pretty much do anything with it, really. Like, I'm just gonna be cutting boxes, but you know, I can.
Right.
I can,
Hopefully.
Hopefully. Right? Or some.
I mean,
strings or something.
like, yeah, we all hope we don't ever
Strings or
have.
something.
We hope we only have to cut a box.
That bastard named Box.
Yeah. I just like the idea of making something that's like useful.
Yeah.
Like I would be more excited to make like weapons if I lived in a period where like I was gonna be like using it. Like I'm like, oh man, I
Right.
can't wait, right?
Right.
Let me know if this thing survives it, or if I do. But
Mhm.
you know, the EDC stuff, like this was my first blade, actually.
Oh yeah.
This was my first blade that I ever made. That one's the Pippin blade. I remember finding that template, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna do this one." And it, like, I barely took anything
Well,
off
you-
the
you
handle.
are a
and
tribal
stuff.
Pippin, so-
Yeah,
One of you.
yeah. I barely took anything off the handle, but now when you look at my other blades that I've done, and you look at the handle, it's that you can definitely see like
The growth.
the growth in
Yeah.
ability and stuff.
That's a cool knife, though.
I like it.
That's
Thank
a
you.
cool knife.
Yeah.
So-
I need some nostalgia time.
So just real quick, it's at 100% thing, and it's saying that it's not losing power. So
Okay, so
I have it plugged in.
Right,
It's
right.
It was at 100% when we started, but I just want to tell everybody that there's.
Yeah. All right.
So
GoPro's having some issues, huh?
yeah, the batteries are.
Dude, I forgot you did liners on this one.
Yeah.
Did you really?
It's the most complex handle I've
Yeah,
got.
yeah. What do you want to do? Well, I'd like to do this. Okay.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Wow.
But yeah, that one is comfortable. Makes me
Actually,
want.
Yeah, and I'm barely taking anything off of it. Like, I think if I did that
Yeah.
now, I would round it out a
So
bit
if you
more.
want to keep an eye and see
Yeah.
if there's anything.
I would
you know.
round it out a bit more for surezies.
But that's awesome. I mean, it swells
Yeah.
at the back for retention. It's
Mhm.
narrow at the front. You've got good finger guard in
Yep.
there. I think we need to touch up the edge and just kind of brush
Brush
up on
up.
the strapping belt again.
Yeah.
But I mean, how
Sure.
old is that blade now?
Oh my god. Since I got here, really. Right?
Yeah, yeah, so
like
that's-
2018,
Yeah.
2017, something like that.
Yes, that's awesome.
Wow. Well, baby.
So much fun.
I'm learning.
Well, this was my first knife.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that was your first one?
I
Was
believe
it was it that one or was that your double edged?
It was my double edged dagger. This was, I think, my second one.
But
your
those
second
aren't
blade.
legal
That-
in Michigan.
is that-
Mm-hmm.
That one was fun.
Yeah.
Crow, I think.
Something Dan never wants
Have
to
you-
eat.
How you're feeling today?
The crow.
Oh. Ooh, she thick, boy.
Yeah.
It's a big handle.
I do thick handles in general.
Yeah,
Is
and
that a
every one of his
bun?
blades has had
Or is
more
that a
pins than
crow?
the previous blade.
I have always thought it was a crow, but I can see where you might think it's a bunny.
If it's
feel
a
like-
bunny, it's ticked off and scared because its ears are
It's
back.
one of those, is she spinning clockwise or counterclockwise?
Yeah, it's
kind of thing,
a
right?
bunny crow.
I don't think I've ever played
It's
with
a
this.
bro.
This is interesting because you kind of you stuck to like the Bowie-esque design. Like this looks like you.
Just make- give it a little bit of.
It's got
Yeah.
a good swell to it.
Didn't really do a bull fake kind of bull toaster with the
Yeah.
flame sides.
The thing is,
Yeah, that's
That's-
it.
always the idea.
Idea.
Have critical thing. They're bad.
that,
That's the signal.
hard for me to tell from this side. And I just
Maybe
did
we
something.
move
It's not touching the table.
It's not touching the table? Okay.
No. Jordan,
I
can you
wonder
tell if you're getting if you sign on to the? Oh, sorry, not Jordan. I saw legs at first. Is Steve mentioned that he thought there might have been a little bit of freezing or something, and I can't.
Okay.
No, that's definitely us.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
what I was saying when
The
I
Wi-Fi.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, we're still live. I can stop the live. We can put a comment on there, and I'll just run it from my phone
What
if you
wanna
want.
do, though?
I mean, it'd be better than
More reliable.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know that I'll have
Then
the
we're
because
gonna-
like it's catch. It won't take me more than a second to do that. I'll just
Here you go, Dan. I'm sorry.
So guys, we're gonna switch devices here for a second.
forgot.
So I guess you can consider this like a commercial or pee break or bourbon break, whatever your
Bourbon
poison
break.
is.
Oh my God.
But please go ahead and tune back in though, okay? We're gonna get back on the other camera here, which is Kira's phone.
yeah.
That's
So.
like my bourbon.
Be right back.